What is up, you guys? We are back. Vlogmas
Continues.
continues. Anthony ruined Vlogmas. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't ruin Vlogmas.
Just kidding. We are going to tell you guys everything, but before we do that, we already prayed, so we got Chipotle. Fun fact, we actually ordered it. We've never ordered Chipotle, but it's just been really cold, and I don't want to go out. Anthony's not
You
there.
mean ordered in.
We ordered in. What did I say?
You never ordered Chipotle.
Oh, yeah, ordered in Chipotle. So this is our first time, and they are delivering free right now. And it's through DoorDash. We've never ordered anything like that. So, and it came within
20 minutes.
Yeah, it was fast. Really nice. Look at my name's on there. And everything that you ordered on there. Everything was good. Good job, DoorDash.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. We didn't have to go out. And it came to us. And yeah. So, where do
It's
we...
cold.
Like, oh, I'm like, what do you mean cold? Where do we begin? First of all, I want to thank you guys for your... Well, tell me what you got first.
Just chicken, brown rice, brown beans, corn and cheese. Corn salsa and cheese.
I got a burrito. You know, these things are hefty. Mine has chicken, pinto beans, and cheese. That's all I get. But, let me tell you what.
It's my first solid meal in a minute.
Alright, you guys, we've been gone. I want to thank you guys for being concerned. I did get a few messages, and I did respond to you guys. And this is the reason why we've been gone. So first I'll speak, and then Anthony can speak. So you guys know in the vlog, Anthony got ill, and I showed you guys his leg. If you guys seen that vlog, then you guys will know what I'm talking about.
All tortilla.
So I think in the vlog, I told you guys he was asleep. He woke up. He had got the chills. Everything that you get when you have a flu. So, of course, right now, any sick you get, you automatically want to say it's COVID-19, okay?
I don't.
So, you know, I'm like, okay, can you taste? Can you smell? He's like, yeah, I can taste and smell. I'm like, all right. I go, well, let's check your leg. So we checked his leg. His leg was getting red. Next morning is, I think the vlog you guys
Wednesday.
had seen. He went to the doctor, got medication. The medication kind of wasn't working because it was making his chest
Well, I thought it was a
hurt.
medicine. I thought it was a medicine.
We thought it was a medication. So that night he had a hard night. I went to bed because I had to get up in the morning. And he was having a hard night. Can you explain what happened?
So I started taking the medicine on Wednesday. And that night, I felt a little something in my chest, but I figured no big deal. Thursday, I felt it again in the morning. No big deal. But on Thursday night, I felt it and it started to come on pretty strong. And the way I described it, even to the doctors, was if you know what it's like to work out, and when you're working out with weights, when you use your muscles, you get lactic acid buildup, and that's what most people call the burn. And that's exactly what it felt like, but it just didn't stop. It started getting more intense, and it was up on my upper chest up here. And of course, I was like, okay, it's in my heart. My heart feels good. My heart felt fine. It was just in my muscle area, like under my muscles, in between my lungs. I was breathing fine. My lungs were clear and everything, but it started to go up my neck, and it was hurting real bad in my neck. So that lasted about 2 hours on Thursday night. So on Friday, I woke up in the morning. I still took the medicine. So I thought it was an allergic reaction to the medicine. Called the doctor. He said he didn't think it was an allergic reaction, that if it happens again, go to the doctor or the emergency. So he switched the medicine anyways, just in case, because I didn't go in. It was all over the phone. So on Friday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it started again. And the thing is that it doesn't just hit. It slowly gets intense.
Now, mind you, Anthony has had this before, and all he does is take medication, and it's like night and day. He's good. So go ahead.
So on Friday, I said, I don't want to go through it again because it hurt. So I went to the hospital.
Well, Friday night, Friday evening,
Friday, 4 o'clock.
he was telling me what was going on. I said, if you need to go, you need to go now. I can't go with you. They're not going to let me in the hospital because of COVID. So if you need to go, go now. Thinking he's going to come back.
I told her I wasn't coming back.
So he went.
So I went. And I wasn't speaking anything over myself. It's just that I've been through it before. And it's been on the chart, I think it was 2006 or 2007 was the last time I got that bad, because I was treated at the same hospital. So of course I get there. I don't have a fever. My blood pressure is normal. My pulse rates is normal. Everything's normal. Like my vital signs are just perfect. Like you wouldn't even think anything's wrong with me. So they did the EKG, of course, and when they got the results for the EKG, they seen something abnormal, what they call abnormal. I was like, okay, I'm not expecting that. So they put me in one of them little emergency rooms, and that's a whole nother video for next time. But for anybody out there who watches our vlogs and subscribes, know for sure, like I know a lot of people say they're praying for the medical people and stuff like this, but like once you go behind the scenes, like it's a whole nother story. So for those of you who are watching, I empathize and I sympathize with your situation, but we can make another video on that.
Yeah,
But
we're
we are
just telling you what
definitely
happened.
praying for you
Yeah.
guys.
Definitely.
So I was there. They started drawing all kinds of blood, and then there's so many in the ER. There's so many doctors that come to you. I've probably seen like five doctors within 24 hours. They're all supposedly working on a team, so it's a whole team of doctors. But it's like they're on a team. By Sunday, I figured they don't even look at your chart. They don't even look at your chart. I don't know what they're thinking, and I'll tell you why right now. But so on Friday night, the lady says, there's inflammation of your heart, and I was telling them, I said I had something like this before. I was treated here. I have a cellulitis on my leg, which is a skin infection, and that I had water around my heart from last time when it happened. And that's all I remembered. I didn't know exactly what they diagnosed me with or anything like that. I just knew that I had water around my heart and I needed to take pills after that for about a good month. And then, everything went away. My body went back to normal. And ever since then, I never had to have any of those things. So I was telling them my history, and to them, they were perplexed because according to what I was saying, it's impossible for you to have a cellulitis and for the cellulitis to affect your heart. It's not possible, but yet they said it was rare. And the reason why they said it was rare was because the doctor kind of had to say that it was rare because so on Friday night I kept telling every doctor that came, I kept telling them I've had this before. I've had this before. The cellulitis affects my heart and this I've had it before. And they're looking at me like that's not possible, but they let me talk. And so each doctor would say, "Where were you treated at?" I said, "Here." I go, "But it was like 12, 15 years ago." And they said, "Okay." They said, "Well, we might have the chart still. If not, it's going to be in the heart files." So they admitted me because of the heart. They didn't admit me because of the leg.
Yeah, so they admitted him, and I was just devastated.
Go ahead.
I was just like, oh my gosh, like, what is going on, you know? So they admitted him, and basically, he was supposed to, he was waiting, you know, because you just have to wait, you know, and I just told them, I said, okay, well, you know, hopefully, you know, well, I know they're not going to find anything, you know, and you're going to be back. And I go, just let them, you know, do what they got to do. So what did they do?
So on Friday, basically, because there's so many people, and this is like the worst area of the whole state as far as hospitals.
Oh, yeah, hold on. So they admitted him, right? So I'm like, okay. Like, what about your sleep machine? Like, you have, because you have sleep apnea. What do they do? You know, thinking it's a hospital, they're gonna hook him up. No, he goes, and this was what time?
About 7.
Yeah, 7 at night. He has the truck. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, how am I gonna get there? So I call my mom. She was already bathed and in bed, and it's raining. Okay, and so he goes, get all my stuff, pack all my stuff. He goes, you're gonna have to bring it to me. I'm like, all right. So I call my mom. She came for me. I had to put his name on the bag. So I put his name on the bag. And then I get there and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to go in the hospital, you know? So when I was going to the emergency, somebody came out and they were like, you know, what can I help you with? And I said, I need to get this to my husband. He's just been admitted. And he goes, okay, I'll take care of it. And like, he just walked in and gave it to him.
Yeah, like it's like they knew where I was.
Yeah, so I just went and came back home.
Unless they told them that it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So they brought my machine, and of course I didn't sleep all night. There was too much stuff going on, not with me, but with everybody else around me. So they drew blood, and they wanted to monitor the heart, because according to them, that when your heart is inflamed like that, it's only basically it's a heart attack. That's the first thing they're going after. The first thing they're going to tell you, you know, they look at my weight. They don't look at my chart. They're just looking at my weight. And the reason why I say they're just looking at my weight and not my chart is because if you look at my chart, I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have high cholesterol, and they never even gave me an answer on it.
But they assume because people are overweight that they have all this stuff.
Yeah.
So they automatically be like, okay, you have this, you have this. No.
Yeah, they start speaking it over me, and I'm like, no, I don't. I go look at my chart. I'm not saying it. My chart's saying it. You know, high blood pressure? No, I don't have. Since from the moment I walked into that hospital to the moment I left, they actually lowered it from normal because the way they were treating me. And so my pressure is always 120 over 80, 120, 110, 111 over 70, 75. You know, I actually have really good blood pressure. And I prayed for it. So we'll do that in another video. Breaking chains and curses.
We got a lot of videos coming up.
So I was just there, basically they're basically monitoring the enzymes. They call them the enzymes. I don't know the technical word. Were high, and so they were trying to. First, they treated me to lower them, and then they were trying to figure out why they were high. So then they start doing the echogram. The echogram's cool. I don't have a problem with the echogram. It's basically what is it when you see the baby?
Ultrasound.
It's basically an ultrasound of the heart. They did an ultrasound of my leg just to make sure there was no blood clots in my leg, because my leg's like like that big, and normally it's probably like that big. So they're doing that. So they do all this, and they want to do a angiogram where they go through the vein through your growing area, and they run the wire all the way up into your heart. And if there's any clogged arteries or if there's anything they can do to clean it up, since they're in there, that's what they do. So I find this out on Friday night that they want to do it. I'm praying on Friday night. I pray on Saturday morning. I'm telling Jessica, they're taking me in.
And let me tell you something, guys. When you get something like this, when someone is sick or a loved one goes to the hospital, you need to get into that prayer closet and you need to start rebuking and claiming healing over that person, over yourself.
Tell them
rebuke. Tell them how what?
Rebuke what?
Rebuke the sickness. Rebuke anything that is being spoken over you. Rebuke anything that they've told you. And don't accept it. Don't accept what they are telling you, because out of all this, they're just assuming things. They never really got an answer. And it's like, we know God has the last say. There's a song that says, whose report do you believe? We believe the Lord's report, So when all this is going on, you need to pray. You yourself need to pray for yourself. And you need to pray for the person that is sick and is in the hospital or in the house sick. Cast that all into the lake of fire, and that it never enters your house again, because this is a life, and you guys know us. We serve a mighty God, and we know that he can do anything. And all this that is going on is just a process. So you have to believe and know that it's just a process. It's the physical part that they have to go through. Now, granted, like I was telling Anthony, yes, doctors are doctors. They have knowledge as much as they have, but God is everything. He knows everything. He created everything. He created them, so don't believe everything that they're telling you.
God's the one who gives wisdom,
right,
without repentance.
Right.
So a person. The Bible lets us as believers know that even though we're believers, it's not up to us who God gives wisdom to. Rather, a person believes God or not. Ultimately, we believe that all wisdom comes from God. So this is why I start praying. I don't know who the doctor is going to be. I don't know who's the nurses, the assistants. I don't know any of that stuff. And so I immediately prayed from Friday all the way until I was on the table.
And I was praying too.
And I was praying, Lord, give this guy wisdom, whoever he is, and I interceded repentance for him, for anything he said, mind, body, spirit. I intercede to ask that there's a purification done in this room, so that way your spirit can dwell and he can have the wisdom to do what he needs to do and accomplish what he's trying to accomplish. So I'm praying this prayer, right? And I'm praying it all day. So you get on the table and they strap me down. They do everything they need to do to prep me. And they start giving me the medicine because it's a light sedation. It's not you don't go to sleep. It's a light sedation. And so they're like, how you feeling? I'm like, I'm good. They go, all right, we're going to do a general numbit shot. And I was like, okay. So they gave me the numbit shot, and they're like, how you doing? I go, I'm doing good. And I'm like in total prayer mode. So, they're like, how you doing? I go, I'm doing good. And they go, all right, we're going to give you, because they gave me one medicine, and they're giving me another medicine. And so they start giving me the other medicine, and they go, all right, we're going to start. And I go, okay. So they poke me, right? And they're in the growing area. They're down here. And all I can feel is him pull and push. And it'd make me jerk, of course, because it's like they're looking for a vein. And then they pull and push. And then he pulled and pushed. And I'm like, okay, he'll find it sooner or later, right? And I'm like, Lord, whatever happens, happens. This is in your hands. You're the one who is in control. I have no control, and I'm submitting and surrendering myself to you. He gets it again, nothing. He'd probably done it. I mean, I was halfly sedated, but I remember at least 5 times. And so he probably done it more than 5 times. He was discouraged. He said, I'm not doing this. He goes, we're done. And everybody in the room looked at him like, are you serious? And the nurse, the main nurse, he says, what are we going to do? He goes, send him back. We're not doing this. It's done. He goes, I'm not going to keep poking him and hurting him like this. And so I don't know how long he done it. I don't know how many times he poked me, but I remember 5 for sure. And so they took me off the table. They sent me back to the room. And so that was it. I never got an angiogram. And let me remind you what Jessica just said right now. Let me remind you that they are human. And we believe in medicine. We believe in the doctors. And we believe to a degree that they do know what they're talking about. But sometimes when God comes in and intervenes, and this is what I would say to this situation, that I didn't have the angiogram because they didn't know what they were doing. I mean, this is one of the leading, I mean, Kaiser sends their, in Fresno, Kaiser sends their patients to this hospital to get their procedures done. So I'm like, this is not no random hospital in the back countries. And for this guy to have abort the mission, not call any other cardiologists in to continue, I believe that God stopped them from doing something that was totally unnecessary for my body. They were looking to confirm that it was a heart attack when I've been telling them what it was the whole time, because I've been through it before. Now, I'm not going to say it was easy. It wasn't easy to rebuke and to bind and to cast down the words that were being spoken over me, that I was having a heart attack or that I had a heart attack and my heart's damaged and now I'm going to live with a damaged heart forever. Trust me, that's not easy. But when you get into prayer, that's when you have to dig in and say, you know what? That's not what God said for me. That's not what God has for me. So it wasn't easy. I'm talking like it's easy. It's not easy. I'm telling you, I was there for 3 days praying for the same thing, fighting the same thoughts, not allowing that to be true. So they took me out. I'm in recovery. I have all my wit. I'm like, it's like I never even took no medicine. They didn't check me for the angiogram. So I'm cold.
I know, me too.
So that was Saturday. So I got a room. They're still monitoring my numbers. They're still monitoring my body. They're asking me if I'm hurting. As far as that feeling that I had in my chest, I felt it on Saturday morning, early in the morning, real mild. And then they gave me some medicine. I think they just gave me aspirin. And it went away. And ever since Saturday morning, I haven't felt it. I felt a little in my throat, but not much after that had happened. So Sunday, wake up in the morning. I still didn't sleep because...
So Saturday, I, of course, continued to pray. I'm here, like, I was supposed to do a try-on haul for you. I still have my clothes out because I'm still going to do that. And I was telling Anthony, I said, I just didn't feel like it. Like, my mind wasn't in vlogging or anything, and we were texting like the whole time, or not texting, FaceTiming, and they actually gave him a room, and then they had said that they were going to keep him again, and I was like, oh my gosh.
So on Saturday morning when I was praying, I prayed for a window room, a room with a window where I can see outside, and that's what I got.
A nice one too.
It was a nice room, and that just goes to, for sometimes when we ask for things like that, it might seem like a little thing, but you know what? A little thing just reminds you that, if God answered my prayers as simple as a room, He's gonna answer my prayers as big as my body.
And let me tell you, when he got that room with that window with, you can see 2 Christmas trees. I was like,
trees.
You are spoiled by the Lord. And he had it by himself until like 3 in the morning or something like that. But yeah, I was like, okay, the Lord is spoiling you because to get that view, like,
Well, I mean, it wasn't just spoiled. I don't know if we have enough time for it, but so Saturday I was praying, and I had this moment with God, and it was like a vision, but it was part of my imagination also. So we'll talk about that one later because this video is getting long. But
yeah,
so basically on Sunday, wake up, they come in, they're asking me questions, and again they start saying, "Well, with your diabetes and your blood pressure," and I go, "Hold on, wait a minute." I go, "Did you not look at my chart?" And I'm telling this doctor this, and I go, "Did you not look at my chart?" I go, "Who?" I go, "I mean, I'm just telling you, this is my body. I know myself, and I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have high diabetes. I don't have, any of that stuff." I go, "Did you guys even check my cholesterol?" And she was babbled. She was just totally babbled. And this is Sunday. I've been in baffled. I've been in there since Friday. And I mean, I'm not a doctor, but according to science, when you have high cholesterol, then you might have that underlying issue. I said, did you even check my cholesterol? I mean, because I'm curious anyways. I haven't had it checked in a while. And because there was two doctors standing there, and she looked at the other doctor and said, "Oh, what is his cholesterol count?" And the other doctor shrugs her shoulders, and I look back at this one, and she goes, "Have we checked it?" And the other one goes, "Do you want me to do a lipid panel now?" We're 3 days in the hospital, and they don't even know what my cholesterol is. So I'm not mad at them, and I don't blame them, but I just know that that's where my hope and my faith comes into play. It's like these doctors know what they're doing, but sometimes they skip steps and they assume things just because of what they see. See, they don't walk in faith. They don't walk in.
don't believe it.
They don't walk in the spirit, and some of them don't believe. They just look at all of what physically they can see, and you can't see God. You can't see him in this moments where he does things, and they don't know how it happened or how it got fixed. So they did. I don't even know if they checked my lipid panels because they took blood, and then about 11:30, the doctor came back. She said, "Oh yeah, you're so." The echogram I had at like 6 in the morning on Saturday, barely had came back at about 10 o'clock on Sunday, and they said that my heart. Okay, now the blood test. Now just think about this. The blood test that they first drew from me was about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on Saturday night. On Friday night, on Saturday morning at about 9 o'clock was when I did the echogram. They said that atomically speaking, my heart was working normal. What that means is that chemically and everything else was working normal. So that was at 9 in the morning, the echogram. They wanted to do the angiogram at 11, and that's what I'm saying. I was praying for the Lord to have his will, and whatever they needed to do, they needed to do. But whatever they didn't need to do, I said, "Lord, don't let them do it. If it's nonsense, if this is not what the problem is, don't let them do it." And he didn't let that echogram happen. If they would have seen the angiogram didn't happen. If they would have seen the echogram, who knows? They would have probably never even scheduled the angiogram because it would have been unnecessary. They would have known that. But so basically, they released me.
Basically, bottom line, they didn't find an answer.
No,
They didn't find
but
an
they're treating me
answer.
though.
They are treating him. He's on medication for his leg
And
and for his
they're calling it a viral infection.
yeah. So
And the viral infection is what's causing the inflammation.
he didn't have a heart attack. I can tell you that right now. And I was even telling him, I said, if they're saying you had a heart attack, that means you must have multiple heart attacks. I go, because it wasn't just one time you felt your chest like that. It was every time you took the medication.
I felt it when I was there.
And that's why we were like, okay, maybe it's the medication. So I know that wasn't it, And I just told Anthony, I said, you just need to let them, do what they have to do. Maybe it's for them to see, like, gosh, like, this should, we're thinking this is a heart attack, but you know what, it's not. How could this be not a heart attack? maybe somebody needed to see what God can do, you know. And so we had just got off the phone, and he had thought they were going to keep him again because they wanted to do that test again. And no sooner than we hung up, he calls me. He's like, "Hey," he goes, "they're releasing me," and I'm like, "What?" And I was excited. He was excited, and so I was like, "Okay, well, if if you get out before, because I went to church, if you get here before you come before I get out, then I'll just see you here. But if not, I'll be here waiting for you." So he called me. We had just finished church, and he was at Chick-fil-A, or I told him to park at Chick-fil-A because he was driving home. Mind you, he hasn't slept, okay? He hasn't ate like he's been eating, okay? And he's been going through all this stuff. So he was exhausted, and he said that he was feeling dizzy. He couldn't make it home. So I said, "Okay, just park at Chick-fil-A." Our friends Angie and Steven, thank you guys. I know you're watching. Thank you so much for your help. They took me over there, and we switched sides and stuff and brought him home. And I had told him, I said, if you want to stay away from the hospital, you're going to have to listen to me. And he did. And I've been taking care of him, and he's been, elevating his foot, his leg, and it's like back to normal, huh?
Yeah, the size is normal.
It's back to normal.
It's not as sensitive as this morning either.
He's been off of it. He hasn't been out. Today was actually the first day he went outside. Mm-hmm. And that's because the sun was really bright and warm, and he was there for a little while. He's been taking his medication like he should, and we both actually been eating better, and
I'm eating better.
Yeah, he's eating better, and
I'm using it as motivation.
Yeah, and I'm eating what he's eating, so. but yeah, he's been good. Today is actually a good day. He had a little episode, I guess.
No, I think yesterday was my best day. Today I just got lightheaded for a while.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, he just needs to rest. That's what he needs to do. He needs to get his strength back, and he needs to rest, and he was there all weekend, and so
I'm not the type to rest either.
Yeah, he's not.
It's hard for me to rest.
Yeah, and he just needs to. I just tell him, think of it as a staycation. Or just do nothing.
It's hard. I can't.
When we're at the beach, we chill on the beach. We don't do nothing.
No,
but we
even
chill.
At the beach, I gotta still.
Yeah, you still go and get in the water and everything.
I just can't sit still.
But he is better. Thank God, you guys. Me and the boys were here, and Charlie, he really felt it. Like, I was even telling Anthony, like, man, like, I don't know if God's like having them sleep this whole time or what, but he slept like all weekend. He didn't want to play. He usually is bothering Anthony to get up and play with him.
Wow, every night.
He didn't want to play. He didn't get up, like, he just was there, and when we would sleep, he was clinging to me, because Anthony wasn't there. But after Anthony came home, he first was like, "This is my house." But after a while, Anthony, he came back and says, "Daddy's here." But he is home. Anthony is home, and we're happy he's home, and he is on the way to recovery. He said that he feels like 85% better. He still needs to stay in the house, and I
gotta remember last time this happened to me. I was younger, but I actually spent 2 weeks in the hospital straight. So 3 days to 2 weeks.
That was before me, so yeah. I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was like 23, 24, and it happened. I didn't know what happened.
Not 24, because I met you at 24.
So then I was like 20. That's what I said. I was young. I was in early 20s.
Yeah. But,
So I have to remember that last time when I came out of hospital, I was already 2 weeks into recovery. This time I'm in the middle of recovery. So.
Yeah, and it was a weekend, and I mean, what he's seen and what he went through. I mean, I
Oh
can
my God.
imagine, but that's in another
It
video.
was horrible. It was horrible.
But I do encourage you guys to pray. I encourage you guys to not accept things, that are spoken over. People be like, "Oh, well, you must have this or you must have that or
Yeah,
or
don't
maybe
let
you
people
have
say that.
this." No, don't speak that over my life.
No.
Don't accept it because it's not the truth,
Unless you get a test result and they actually test you and they've come out with a final decision that this is what you got and we're going to treat you for it, then yes, take your medicine and do what you got to do. But all the while until you get those results, no, that's not what I got.
Take your medicine.
That's not what I got.
Do what you're gonna
That's
do. What
not
you
what
gotta
I got.
do. But
That's
still,
not what I got.
no,
That's not
you
what
need
I
to
got.
stop.
That's how you
Oh,
sometimes
I
you
thought you
just have to
meant-
tell yourself.
I
That's
know,
not what
but
I'm not gonna walk around with that.
still, you need to let God be God, and you need to let God heal you and heal the person who you're praying for, because that person may be too sick to pray or have faith for themselves because they just can't.
Yeah.
They're in a depressed mode. That's when you have to come in,
Because
and
I
you
told
have
her.
to have faith for that person. You have to be that bridge that fills in the gap,
You need to be
between
the
God
preacher.
between God and that person, and God's going to it in the Bible. He does that in the Bible, and it's like he is the same God. What makes you think he's not going to do it now? He will do it now. So I encourage you guys, if you guys know of anybody who's sick, or if yourself is sick, if you feel like you can't pray for yourself, find somebody who can. Message us, let us know, and we will pray for you. Believe me, I started my prayer wall, but even if I didn't have that prayer wall, I would still be praying for you. So this is where we've been. Getting back to health, and thank God, I thank God every single day Anthony is better, and he gets better every single day, and we will continue vlogging. I will vlog tomorrow and get a video up for you guys. So I am going to put this one up as soon as we're done here, so the videos will probably be kind of jumbled a little bit, but you will be getting videos every day until January. And it's almost Christmas, and we're not done doing Vlogmas, so make sure you subscribe. But with that being said, I want to... You have anything else to say?
No, thank you guys for your prayers.
Yes, thank you guys for your prayers. Thank you for your concerns. You guys know who you are. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate your prayers.
Well, just real quick, I mean, it's I know we're losing time already, but everything we're saying and everything we're talking about, I'm gonna, we'll make another video, but it's not easy to go through something like that, especially with faith and if you're hearing this and you are sick, or you do have a final diagnosis and it's something that you live with, don't think that we're undermining in any way. It's just that it's what we've learned from the Bible, and it's what we preach, it's what we teach, it's what we live by. That there is possibility that we can be walking around with an illness forever, but to our faith, we don't accept it until we have to accept it,
Right.
and even then, God can still
exactly
heal. So
He can still heal.
I would hope you take it as encouragement, because I know there's people that have high blood pressure. There's people who have arthritis, and it hurts. The back problems, and they hurt, and they're hard to live with, and you have to have the pain medicine because you just have to manage it. So in no way would I want you to take it any certain way, but the fact that God can still heal you.
Right.
And it's like Jessica said, it's the right person praying for you. It's too much to talk.
Yeah.
It's too much to put in biblical order, but there is
Going on
different
40
people.
minutes.
There is different people that pray differently. There's people who have a higher calling and a higher anointing that they operate in, and that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to find a church and go to church for an elder to lay hands on you, because that's biblical. The elder lay hands on you, and you shall recover. You shall recover, be restored. So that's what we're saying, undertoned of what you're actually hearing. There's a lot more to it.
Right, there is, but there's too much. It's
Yeah, that's why.
This is
that's,
just in a
that's
video.
why I wanted to say that.
Yeah, I know. And you know, if you have questions, leave in the comments. You know, and yeah. So you ready to close this video out?
Yep.
All right, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and remember, Jesus loves you, and we also love you guys, and we are praying for you guys, and we hope that you guys are healthy and safe, and just be safe. We'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.
Amen.